10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion, Messi is better than me, but in my mind, I'm better than him.
I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy a car, car till you tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up,
Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of Rhodri Giggs on football. We are here for your Euros roundup, where it's going to be about 45 minutes rounding up the Euros. There's a bit of club news as well, and we're going to break it all down, look over the last week or so. As always, be interacting with the comments and stuff like that. If you prefer your podcast in audio form, you can download all of our shows by Ace Podcast Nation and by the Rhodri Giggs Show via the Sports Social Podcast Network. But I am, as ever, delighted, thrilled, no less excited to be joined by former Salford City, Bangor City, Aberystwyth Town, Mosley, FC United. Done a bit of a tour of Wales, he did, mate. But this is Mr. Rhodri Giggs.
Well,
how are you, mate?
It was North Wales, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even though the travelling on that was hanging. Aberford West. Oh, horrible.
All over the place, weren't you? Should have played for Cardiff Met, mate. Come on now. Come home.
True.
Boo. But lots to discuss, mate. We're going to kind of go through the Euros bit by bit. Well, since we were on last week. But I suppose we have to start with England, mate. And the Spain and the semi-finals. Oh, no, let's go through it in order, I think. Let's put it off for a bit longer.
Does it sound good today? Yeah.
Yeah, much better last week. I don't know what was going on with that last week. You just were like every time you moved to a certain place, it was just really like proper crackly. But no, it's good, mate. It's good. So where are we? Last Thursday. Yes. So have you enjoyed the Euros, I guess, is the first question I've got for you.
Dull, really, isn't it? When you can only say probably one team, it's been pretty dull. You can only probably say one team's played to the maximum. Spain, and they haven't been great. Been okay, but no. But there's been some exciting moments, and most of them have been with England, to be honest.
Yeah, there was like last minute goals and stuff.
Yeah, last minute goals. I just think they've got better as they've gone on.
I'm a little bit disappointed. Like, there's been a couple of decisions which have actually ended up being quite big decisions. You had the penalty last night for England, but there was the one in the Denmark game as well. That
for years has been a shitty rule that it does me head in when the boot's just like above the knee or whatever. But anywhere on the pitch, that is a free kick. So I don't know what people are going on about.
It just is soft, isn't it? Like,
it is soft.
And like, that's a penalty.
But anywhere on the pitch, the referee is blowing out for a free kick. So it's a penalty. I don't see what the problem is. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But that's the way they're doing it. So Harry Kane's played on it. He's probably seen it coming. That's why he's probably pulled out a little bit and not fully gone in. And yeah, he's probably
made sure everyone knew he had been hit, didn't he? And then and it always looks worse. It always looks worse in slow motion. Like it looks like it studs up and it's this, but really they were both just trying to nick the ball, and it's just what it's one of them.
All I'm trying to do is block the ball. That's all I'm trying to do.
I know. I agree with you to the letter of the law, the way football is these days. And if it was anywhere else on the pitch, it would be a free kick. It's just when I look at it and I'm like, wow, is that a penalty now?
But it's anywhere on the pitch, free kick. Usually in the Premier League, you probably get away with that. But anywhere else, forget about it.
Yeah, there was one in the Denmark game which I thought was a bit ludicrous as well. I think it was a handball, and it was just like, and they had a couple go against them which were really like they had an offside against them which was like a toenail, and I don't know. I just feel like that wasn't necessarily what VAR was brought in. I was supposed to make things better, not, I don't know, like the use of this snickometer thing where it's like, milliseconds. But I guess offside isn't subjective as it is. You're either offside or you're not.
What like they do in the cricket, stickometer.
Yeah, that's what they've been using.
No, yeah.
But I guess technically with offside, if any part of your body is offside, you're offside, aren't you? It's not subjective. Like it's
if your hand's offside.
I don't think they don't they don't use the hand. They use like only parts of the body which you can score with, I believe, but I might be wrong on that. Kind of going through the games.
You said any part of the body.
Yeah, I should have clarified, shouldn't I?
I don't know.
So you had Friday's game. Friday's games. We had Portugal-France, which I thought was a massive letdown. Like I was quite excited about that game. I thought, both teams.
France have been shocking.
It's terrible, haven't they? Like when you look at that squad, unbelievable, and they just very defensive. And I think outside of maybe Germany, Spain, Turkey, Austria, trying to think of teams which haven't just kind of sat in and been solid and just tried to be, sort of say like break us down and hit on the counter attack. Like most teams have done that, and I think it's definitely. I think the knockout stage has definitely been slightly better than the group stage, and it's got a little bit better as it's gone on. But like those games on Friday, Portugal-France, which was 0-0, went to penalties, was awful to watch. Spain-Germany was pretty good, 2-1 Spain. I quite enjoyed that game, and it's interesting. Here's a question for you: which players in that Spanish side are better individually than their counterparts? So if you look at it, like, would you take Morata or would you take Harry Kane?
Oh, England are better players for sure.
So why do you?
What?
So why do you think
players,
Spain?
It's not about players; it's about team. Now the team.
This is my question. So Spain individually, maybe England have got a stronger squad overall. Don't think that's really up for debate individually. However, in terms of having a system and a way of playing and a team, like round pegs in round holes, and the way they play, I think Spain are like way ahead of England in that aspect. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think for the first time, when England went behind against Holland yesterday, up until half time, I thought England were really good. And that's the first time I think I can say that in the tournament. I thought England were very, very good in the first half. Once it got to half time and it was 1-1, I thought they sat in a little bit until right at the end. But overall, I think you've got to give them credit. I thought they were by far the better team versus Holland yesterday. And I think Holland were another team which were very poor. But they're not, they haven't got loads of superstars and things like that. It's more, they've got a couple of good players and stuff. But right, sorry, mate, I got distracted. Then let's keep with the structure, as it were. Then you had Holland versus Turkey. Turkey, I think, impressed a few, mate. I quite enjoyed watching Turkey play. They've got a couple of really good young players. Did you fancy them against Holland? I can't remember.
Did I fancy them against Holland? I think I did, But Holland turned up. Turkey, a young side, and yeah, they were exciting. So, well, I wouldn't say exciting, but
They were decent to watch, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, one of the better ones anyway to watch. And a surprise package, really. No one expected Turkey to do as well as they did, Austria to do as well as they did, Switzerland to do as well as they did. So it's probably got better. It's going to get better because it gets more exciting, doesn't it, when it gets to the knockout stages? Extra time, penalties. You know, basically, you lose, you're out. So, there's a lot at stake. But I enjoyed the England game on Wednesday. That goal from Ollie Watkins. I don't think I've ever clapped an England goal before, but that was a really good goal. Great time.
Special finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, great.
It was only one place to score.
You just can imagine the emotion going through him when he's just scored that goal. He just won England and got himself into the final of the Euros. Great stuff. Great. Brilliant.
And look, mate, I got to say, when they played Tony the other day and the extra time, wasn't it? I think England have looked better when they've brought on Tony or Watkins up front. Now, you could say that's because, the teams are tired and they're... But I just think it's the fact that they're running behind, to be quite honest.
You say that, but they looked very good in that first half.
Yes. They had balance, mate, didn't they?
So, but Foden's getting on the pitch. They're kind of... Even though they've only played it once or twice recently, they're getting the rhythm of that
But
system.
What I thought made the difference, mate, actually, in the first half, before Shaw came on? I thought when Shaw came on, he made a difference. But in the first half, before Shaw came on, what made the difference is Bellingham went out to the left and Foden played in the 10, and Bellingham stayed on the left. He did a job for the team. He didn't kind of do what he wanted to do.
I was going to say that. Bellingham vacated that space and left a lot of space for Foden. That's why you've seen Phil Foden come into it more. Yeah. A lot more space in them key areas, nice to get into number 10. And Bellingham did drift all over the show, but mostly out on that left. And that's why it would have been better in that first half if Luke Shaw was playing. But, the way he's done it is, Do you
expect Luke Shaw to start the final? He's played two now. He's had half hour in 2 games. Would you think he'll start for that?
He's against the young kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I would. He's your best left back. He's played 20 minutes. Now he's played a good 45 minutes. He's got good. Yeah.
My only feeling why he might stick with Trippier is Yamal, who plays off the right, the young kid, is left-footed and he cuts in. So that will suit Trippier because obviously he's right-footed. So I wonder whether
start again and go with.
He could also play Shaw as one of the 3 at the back. So I don't think that's necessarily.
He's not going to mess without that 3 now. He's that guy, Stones and Walker. He's set, mate. That's not.
I tell you one thing.
The way they do it, mate. The way they do it, it's clever. The way they do it, because basically it's virtually a back 4, really.
Yeah, and they just slip in and out of it, don't they?
They're just high up. Yeah, they slip in and out. Walker can join in. Stones can join in. Guy can join in. But they're that high up, especially Saka. Sometimes it's just a 4. It's not a 5. But then it can go into a 3, go into a 5. But mostly throughout the game, if you look, it's just a 4. But,
that's why I like that 3-5-2, mate, because it's so flexible, depending on where the ball is on the pitch. I think it's really, if you've got the right players to utilise it, it's massively beneficial.
Bellingham was the key because, like you said, he was vacating that space.
On the left,
it was dragging people out and leaving space for Foden to come in there, and it worked out. Good players, mate. They can work it out and play anywhere, but you have to have a system that suits the players that you've got to their strengths, and this seems to fit better. But that means you can't fit Foden, not Palmer in. But it's a good way he's doing it, mate. The way he's doing it, he's kept with the players. If I was a player and he's kept with me, you'd run through brick walls for him. And obviously they've got better as they've gone in. His substitutions have got better. No one expects him to do Shaw at half time, and then maybe Watkins and Palmer could have been 5 or 10 minutes earlier, but they come on and scored. And
Yeah,
he's got his
Palmer made a difference again as well. One player I think has stood out in pretty much in every England game is Kobe Mainoo, which is absolutely mental. He has had the most crazy year. The way him and Foden linked up at times in that first half was quite special to see. For someone who wasn't even a first team player at the start of this season, and then didn't even start his season till like I think November or something because of injury.
We got injured in his first pre-season game over in
Yeah.
America.
So, but that's what I mean. Like even then, like he wasn't a first team regular at United. Like he was breaking into the team this year, and he's just like everything, just taking it in his stride. FA Cup goal, FA Cup man of the match, play for England, man of the match, go to the Euros. He's now going to play in the Euros final. You'd expect him to carry on and you wouldn't surprise you if he puts in a performance, scores or something like that. But like there must be a point where like when this is all over, regardless of whether they win or lose, he's going to kind of sit down to himself and think, what a couple of months, like, you know. Special player, mate. I think he's got a good shout of being in the team.
Sometimes you haven't got time, mate. Like yourself, this week's been a whirlwind for you. Sometimes you don't have a chance. It keeps on coming thick and fast. You haven't got time to settle down. You know, he'll finish the Euros. He'll have a 1 week, 2 week holiday to reflect. Back in again, pre-season, season's running again. Yeah. So it's difficult, mate. Sometimes you don't get time to reflect, and then before you know it, you're 23 and like, wow, where's that gone? Yeah. So it's thick and fast, mate. Hopefully that week or 2 weeks he gets rest before pre-season. He's back in pre-season. He'll be able to reflect. But like I say, it's not long.
I think I got to say, I think he's got a good chance of being in the team in the tournament at the moment, especially if they go on and win it and he has a good game in the final. I think he's been England's most standout player probably overall. I would
argue Bukayo Saka's been. For me,
I think he's actually, he's come through in the last couple of games, I think, in fairness. So he'd be in a shout as well.
Manu for his, just got no more words for him.
It's crazy how much time he's got.
Brilliant footballer. I'm way above his age in years, the way he plays. Just calm.
Do you think he looks like someone like who's been playing, who should be like coming to the end of their career? It's like, do you know what I mean? Like he's just got so much time on the ball. No. He's just like knocking it about, and he can carry it.
Position sense, it's just a
bit of everything in it. Rob just put a thing in. We were all talking about this England individually versus Spain's system and team. He says you can't tell me you take Declan Rice over Rhodri. And no, I'm not saying every position, but I think
we should have mentioned that Rhodri probably is the only one.
I was just going to have a look at the Spain squad and see if there's anyone, because obviously some of the.
To be fair, I like that Olmo as well, but are you going to take out Foden and that's Bellingham?
And we're not talking in the Euros necessarily. We're talking just generally as individual footballers.
Nico Williams
versus Saka.
Is he better than who we've been playing out there? Plus we've got Rashford, Grealish. So is he better?
I mean, Nico Williams, he's a young one, isn't he?
The young kid on the right, now he plays where Saka plays, and he's a proven Premier League player.
So their keepers are... So their Spain's keepers, Kepa, formerly of Chelsea, and David Raya. So would you take... Or Robert Sanchez. So would you take any of them over Pickford? Personally?
Probably, yeah.
I think I'd probably... I'm not Pickford's biggest fan, but I would probably take Pickford over all three because I look at all three and they all give me worries in different ways. Just a personal opinion, really. Just looking at some of the defenders. Laporte, maybe, over one of the centre-backs. I could see an argument for that, maybe. Like a Laporte over a Gay or something like that.
Not for me.
Danny Carvajal over one of the full-backs. I think Kyle Walker's probably... gets it on that side left. Maybe you take Carvajal over Trippier, but I wouldn't take him over Luke Shaw, who probably plays. And then in midfield, I think Rhodri you take over Rice. Don't think that's even close.
That's it.
And then looking at all the other central midfielders, I would take Mainoo 100% over that. And then up front, you've got Morata. You're going to take Kane. And then the wide players are the likes of Asensio, Nico Williams. Who else is there? Obviously, got the young kid Yamal.
We struggle to leave him out.
Olmo,
So young and how good he is. We struggle to leave him out. You'd find somewhere to play him. But then again, Saka plays there on the right. Cole Palmer plays there on the right. These are players that get 15, 20 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah. So Rob in the comments says Olmo's better than Foden and Saka. So what I would say to that is, like, for this,
who's Olmo play for?
No, wait, no, I'm not even saying
asking, who's he play for?
Atletico, maybe.
Because the person who plays in there, both last year and this year, won the Champions League final. So Bellingham was in there and Foden's in there. They both won the Champions League.
He plays for Red Bull Leipzig.
Yeah, so.
But my point is, even if you I think if you were talking,
like Olmo,
I like Olmo as well. And to be fair, if you were talking just in this tournament, I think you could say Olmo has done as much as.
Oh yeah. In this tournament. In this tournament,
we were talking like just individual footballers versus each other. I don't think you could say
he'd be in my team. Yeah, of the Euros, Olmo, without question.
Yeah, and I think if you did it overall, I think Foden. You cannot deny the Foden. Especially over the last couple of seasons, has been phenomenal. Saka the same, but in this tournament, I think Dani Olmo, Saka's been had a good.
Olmo is not a better player than Saka and Foden.
Saka has had a good tournament. I think Foden was better the other day, but I do think that in the early games, Foden was a little bit fortunate to keep his place in the side, like when they could have.
That's why I go back to how good Gareth is, how sticking by him, and how he's being repaid now by the performances and the way they talk about him and where they give everything for him. You can't buy that extra 5-10% that they'll give for you.
But here's a question then, mate. Does it mean nothing if they go and get dicked by Spain on Sunday? Because it'll be another failure, mate. There's no shirking away from it. I know he's technically the most.
We talked about this before. There's Pochettino's and there's Mourinho's.
Yeah.
He's in the Pochettino one at the minute because he's getting to the dance, but, it's not working out for him.
Mm-hmm.
On home soil against the poor Italy side.
You should have won that.
That was the chance. Now they're away from home against a very good Spain side. Granted, your team's very good as well, but now it's just a 50-50. Who plays better on the night? Who takes the chances? Because don't tell me Spain are by far favourites that England have got no chance. That's just bollocks. It's 50-50 in my eyes. Because England are just getting better as the tournament goes on. But no, we've seen that. Spain have been the best team, but England have progressed and got better every game. So can they get better in the last game and win it out? Yeah, of course they can, but Spain can win also. So it's one of them 50-50 games. Just hopefully it's not a ball fest. You get an early goal and then we're on.
Yeah, I think if Spain get an early goal, they will just keep the ball. And I think England will find it really hard to break them down, and Spain will try and hit them on the break. If England get an early goal, I think they will try to do the same, but I don't think they're quite as effective at keeping the ball, and they haven't got the system as fluid as Spain has got. Like Spain, every single player knows that Spanish system. All of the Spanish players, they can just interchange. They all know the exact way the team plays. So if Spain get in the lead, I could see them just keeping the ball, making it very difficult to break them down. And then they've got the likes of Nico Williams, and they've got Yamal and Olmo and these players who can hit England on the break as they're chasing that goal. Whereas if England get an early goal, I think they should go for a second, because I think if England get 2 goals, they will win. But I think if they get 1 and then sit back, I think that almost plays into Spain's hands. So it's going to be quite interesting, because I think they're 2 good teams. And I think Spain is so adept at the way they play. And England are just starting to find their feet. It's whether they can get that balance right, get the system right. and then it's whether those big players can, one more game in it for the likes of Bellingham, who's had a long season, Foden, Kane. Kane looks like he's been patched up a little bit in this tournament. Looks like he just hasn't looked himself. I got to be honest.
Looks like to me that he's carrying an injury.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's been patched up a little bit just to get him through. It'll be interesting. Reece says Nico Williams looks fantastic, man. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's like the real player. I think there's a couple of players from different sides who will come out of this tournament with their reputations enhanced. Xavi Simons, who scored for the Dutch last night, I thought had a really good tournament for Holland. He looks a player. There was a great goal that he scored against England last night. I saw some people saying,
I'm not being funny enough here, but if someone who didn't have T-Rex arms would have saved that.
I was going to ask you, I saw some people being critical saying Pickford should have saved it. Do you think he should have saved it?
Absolutely. It's right next to him. His little T-Rex arms. That's a big keeper. He saves it easily.
He's a character.
Don't get me wrong, it was a great strike, but if you look at it rushes past his hands, and he doesn't even go off the floor.
Do you know when?
Puts his little T-Rex arms out, but obviously,
My one concern with Pickford, if he was my keeper, is he seems very emotional. So, like after that goal went in, I thought like he was flapping at stuff and he looked a bit all over the place. He did settle down, and he's kind of very like high and low, and he's a bit nuts.
He looks ADHD out of his head.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. And I think he's never let England down, though, have he?
No, exactly. So that's why this go back to Gareth, how he sticks with these players, and then and they repay him. It goes a long way when your manager sticks by you, even though you've not played well. And people are screaming for you to get to be dropped, and people are throwing bottles and cups at you, but he sticks by you. That goes a long way, mate. If someone did that for me, you go through a brick wall for him. So
that's interesting.
We've got a really good relationship with this manager. And,
I mean, I think it's his last tournament.
Pardon?
I think it'll be his last tournament regardless, but I think there's no doubt in that the players who are there now are behind him and with him, and I do think that he will.
To answer your question, if you get beat, then ultimately it's a failure. Failed, isn't it?
Yeah, going back to the original question.
Semi-finals and finals with this team and not win. It's a letdown.
Rob said, "Do you think Olmo gets a big move in the summer?" And then I just googled to see if he's been linked with anyone. 3 hours ago, it said there was a report saying Manchester United are the favourites to win the race for Dani Olmo with a £52 million bid for the Spanish star, which is quite interesting. They are doing their business quite nicely, mate. Just very quickly,
United are fucking buying everyone. So until it gets really, it's the same every year, mate. I'm not getting sucked into it.
They got Xerxes today, didn't they?
What?
They signed Xerxes today.
Yeah, until it's signed and sealed, then.
Well, no, it is. Yeah. I think it's been confirmed, though, and they brought in.
I haven't seen it.
Fabrizio did a "Here we go" with him pictured in the shirt.
Right, yeah, for a bit. Yeah, I'm not until it's there.
I know he was pictured. He had a United shirt on it, so I presume.
Deal, yeah. I'm reading it now.
But what I was going to ask you about is because it kind of goes in with the Dutch.
How many midfielders do? How many midfielders we can't? It's not what we need. He's a striker, isn't he?
He's a striker. Mate.
Yeah. Well, he's not a striker.
Yeah, he is. He's to compete with Hoyland, mate. He's quite really good, mate, as well.
Who? Olmo?
Xerxes.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm just talking about it's Olmo.
Oh, Olmo, yeah, he's more of a midfield. They'd have to get rid of someone, wouldn't they?
Where's he going to play?
Yeah,
Bruno Fernandes, Manu, Scott McTominay, Casemiro, Mason Mount. Where's he going to play?
Well, they got to get rid of someone, haven't they?
Well, do you know? They've just bought Mason Mount.
They'll get rid of McTominay or Casemiro is going to go. I would have thought, surely, but if not both. I was going to ask you though.
As well.
Yeah, Van Nistelrooy, assistant manager. What do you think about that?
Very good.
Announced tonight. Today they also brought in someone else, didn't they? Is it Hank Hank or something like that. Hank United. But he's both, interestingly, the two coaches that they brought in, both Dutch, they are both coming from first team jobs, like as the manager basically, which I thought is interesting because normally, like once a manager's been a manager, they don't go back, do they? Rene Hack.
This isn't Cardiff City side. Come on, this
Well,
is
no,
Man
come on.
United.
But I'm on about, generally speaking, managers don't tend to, once they have a taste of being a manager, they don't tend to go and be an assistant, particularly early in their career, like Ruud is.
Yeah, but Ruud van Nistelrooy's got a very, very good relationship with Manchester United.
Of course, yeah. Of course. But even the other guy, Rene Hack, is gone.
You know, if I was him, I'd be thinking, you know, if I'm there,
yeah, that's it.
Doesn't go well.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the caretaker manager, isn't he? If they get rid of Ten Hag.
100%.
Reece says, anyone see Rabiot's face for France before the semi-finals? Came out and said they were basically been carrying Mbappe and Griezmann, critical of his teammates, but then was very poor himself. I do think there's a bit of frustration in that France side, that almost similar to Portugal. They seem to, when they get in a good position, they just look for Mbappe. And I don't know whether that's an instruction from the coach or whether that's, just because you got Mbappe in your team. But I think sometimes those players, those individual players, have got to take responsibility, haven't they, and play football and not just look for those players.
There's always some drama going on in France, slagging each other off or whatever. Yeah. So,
you think, do you reckon Deschamps will go now? Like, do you think, because he's been there 12 years?
Signed a new contract about 6 months ago.
Oh, Jesus. He's been there for 12 years, isn't he?
He signed a new contract about a year ago, 6 months ago.
Remarkable. What did you make of that Spain-France game? 2-1 to Spain. France got that early lead, and then I didn't think they created a great deal, did they? It was all right.
Good crap from Spain, rightly winners. But France come on strong. They were better at the end when they made the substitutes. Bacoli or whatever his name was, Bacoli.
Bacoli looked quite good off the bench, didn't he?
Very good. Yeah. It's all right having these players. You've got to perform. And France weren't great at all. Big letdown.
Yeah, and ultimately that's a guy, without repeating myself, like Spain's system and how balanced they are, mate. Yamal on the one side, what a goal, by the way, for a 16-year-old, mate. To pull a goal like that out in a major tournament semi-final, it's just unreal. Like, he's literally 12 months older than my son. It was very poor defending, wasn't it?
Poor.
But people keep telling me Saliba is one of the best centre-backs in the world. I think he's good, but I don't think he's one of the best in the world. Only in my opinion. I think he's a very good Premier League centre-back. I just do not think he's, like the top. But then I don't think Van Dijk's top either at the moment. I think he has been for like a season or two, but I don't think he is anymore. I'll tell you one player who did impress me for France, two players. One was Koundé at right back. I thought he was very good. And then I thought Dembele did like as much as he could to try and get the team back in. I thought the rest of them were pretty poor. But then he didn't use so many, listen to some of these players that he didn't use when you're chasing a goal. Youssouf Fofana, fantastic winger. Kingsley Coleman, Areola, Konate, Mendy, Pavard, Marcus Thuram. None of them got a shout. And you just do wonder, could they have thrown...
France are in absolute turmoil. Off the field, on the field. You got Zinedine Zidane there. You got all them luxuries there, and you got Zinedine Zidane. He's had 12 years. He's done great. But come on, next man on.
You tend to think, looking at that squad that they took to the Euros, similar to England, in fact, that if a different manager gets a different tune out of those players, and if Zidane was there, I just think the respect that they'd all have for him, French legend, etc., combined with his abilities as a manager, he gets more out of that French team. They were so poor going forward, mate. So poor. Really, really, really poor. Yeah, I think I said Areola when I was talking about the names, who's a keeper. But I mean, I was just the example being they had a lot of players who he could have turned to and he didn't. They were just defensive and rubbish. Like, talk to me, mate, about what it must be like for that Yamal at 16 years old. You know, he's got his exam results while he's out of the Euros, and he starts every game. I haven't seen him have a bad game. Scores an absolute worldie of a goal in the semi-final. You have to be a special type of personality to be able to pull that off, don't you? Like a Rooney, you know, a Yamal, like to play at that age.
Yeah, to play at that age and be that mature. Yeah, there's only certain people do it, mate. Name them who've done it at 16, 17 years of age.
Gareth Bale.
It's on like one hand. You can do it. So
I was going to say, like Bale. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think who played at like 16. Bale, Rooney.
No, but Bale was playing like Southampton, wasn't he?
Still playing men's football.
Oh, yeah, I understand what I mean. Like, this is the top level, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's like a slight difference, but in terms of playing week in, week out men's football, like he was doing it. But yeah, Rooney obviously burst through at Everton and then moved to United not long after that, at sort of 17, 18. I think Neymar, but again, he wasn't playing at the top level at 16. And I think that's the difference, probably even to Rooney, mate, is that, yeah, you know, Rooney was doing it at Everton, but this guy is doing it at Barcelona at club level and for the Spanish international side in a semi-final of a major tournament. I just think it's remarkable, mate. I got to be honest. I can't get my head around it in many ways because, like, he's pretty much the same age as my boy. Like, and when I think of him being away and playing like that, it's like, wow, crazy, man. But best of luck to him, mate. He's got a hell of a career. If he can stay fit and keep his head on his shoulders, that'll be the thing when it is. If he can stay out of the nightclubs and all that in Barcelona and all the temptations.
He's not old enough to drink.
No, I know, but over the next couple of years, I mean.
Yeah,
like,
he'd be all
right.
I'm sure he'll be all right, man. I'm sure he looks like
remember,
a good kid. Good
it was that Brazilian who was supposed to be.
His dad's 35.
Jesus Christ. It's crazy, mate. His dad could literally still be playing.
You're talking about his dad being younger than Jesus Navas, who's on his team, because he's 38.
Yeah, that's mad, mate. They, do you know, though, right, who was the Brazilian guy who was on course to replace Ronaldo, and then he just went off the cliff, like, with partying and stuff. Went to Inter Milan. Adriano, that's it. And he went completely off a cliff. But at one point, early in his career, when he signed for Inter Milan, and he looked like the real deal, being linked with every club in Europe.
Just because someone says you're the next R9 doesn't mean you're anywhere near.
But if you go back and look, mate, he was very. I'm not saying he was as good as that, but I'm saying he was very good.
He was a fucking Romelu. It was the Romelu Lukaku.
No, mate, you don't guess.
Quick with a left foot.
He got signed to Inter Milan.
Powerful and strong.
Went in the nightclubs.
He was no R9. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, no one is, mate. But I just mean in terms of, like, if you don't do the right things. And I think Ronaldo's...
A lot of money. He was in Inter Milan.
He's the bit... Everyone thinks he's telling him how great he is. And
but you always get them ones that go off the radar, off the rails, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. He... I think, look... At the end of the day, Yamal's 17, I think, tomorrow. Like, he's very young. A lot can happen. But in terms of his footballing ability, he's obviously very special. Where do you think, as we sort of look to wrap it up, where do you think England can get at Spain? Like, if you were setting them up, what would you be the area where you'd be like?
Well, all England had to deal with really is a low block and try to break teams down. They have a lot more space now because, you know, these two wide men like to stay high up, even though they tucked in a little bit against France. But yeah, it's like I say, mate, it's a 50-50 this one, because there's going to be a lot more space for England, and England may probably go on the counter attack, maybe, but they've got the players to do it. That's why I think, is Harry Kane the right person to play that? But I'm sure I'll go back to Gareth. He won't make many changes. He'll stick with his team, trust his players. If they don't perform, then he'll make them changes because he's got the strength to do so. But squad wins this, mate. The players off the bench will win this game.
So I'll ask you kind of a double question, really. Do you think Southgate makes any changes to the starting 11? And would you make any changes to the starting 11?
I would weigh up the Shaw and Trippier thing, because he's a danger, that kid on the right. Is Shaw fit enough and up to speed enough? But is Trippier okay to do it? Because he's been falling apart as well with injuries. So it's a key area that I would go with Shaw. He's your best left back. He gives you balance. He's had a few minutes under his belt. Why the fuck would you bring him if you're not going to play him? He's your best left back. It's worked out perfectly for you. You've got him for 20 minutes. You've got him half a game. Now you play him in the final. You're not just throwing him in, or he's not played, he's not got any minutes. He's had minutes. He's done very well. You've ended up winning with him on the team, beating Holland at 2-1 in the semi-final. He was on the left. So I would play Shaw. I don't. Yeah, he's cutting in on you. They fucking deal with that on a day, on a
of course they do. Yeah,
you just got to be aware. You just got to be aware, Guy. Remember, if he cuts in, don't be like Saliban and stick off. As soon as he cuts in, or Declan Rice, you just got to be aware of it. Like the Spanish have got to be aware of fucking Phil Foden. Another couple of inches, and his is a better strike when he's at the bar at the post when he's going top bins. You can't give these players and let them come in on the left side. We've seen it. They've scored multiple goals this season. Phil Foden coming in on that right side and his left foot. You've got to stop it at source. Stop the balls getting out to the wingers. So it's just it'll be a chess game, and like I say, it's a 50-50 game. Whoever plays and plays best, not even plays best, whoever takes the chances, because they'll have chances, because there'll be gaps, because they'll both be going for it. I don't see none of these teams sitting in. Well, they'll both want to go and win the game. So we should see a good game, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think that we're in Spain's situation. I think they may try to stop England getting the ball in that midfield area. So I think they might target Rice and Mainu, not target them, but like try and disrupt that to stop the ball getting to the Sakas and the Bellinghams and the Fodens. And this is why I think actually Kobe Mainu will be a very important piece of the jigsaw, because he's so good under that press. He's so press resistant that it can create gaps, can't it? Because it's two of them try and press him to get them. They think they got the ball off him.
They're very good, Spain, at high pressing. And
that's what I mean. So I think they'll try and target that ball deeper.
It has to be 1-touch, 2-touch, crisp football. You've got no time for mistakes now. It's championship round. You make a mistake, you're going to lose. So ultimately, you can lose. So
give me your prediction.
High stakes, pressure game, but these players have been through this kind of stuff before, most of them. So,
and I think England have got a bit more tournament experience, haven't they, in terms of finals, semi-finals?
People might say, "Oh, Manu's on." He's been one played in the big final and scored a world beat City. So I think he'll be good. Don't worry about it.
They're all.
Don't worry about them. These players.
He's just
thrive on this kind of stuff. This is what you want. This is what you want. As soon as the nerves will be there, but as soon as the game goes on, no one's there. You just concentrate on the football. So, you'd hope they were concentrating on the football, because you don't want to take anything off the game. So, but like I say, high pressure. Whoever's on it will win.
So what's your prediction then?
I do fancy England, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's a 50-50 one. But if you've gone to me, I'd say England, because look at the stuff that's been happening. Last minute penalties, last minute again.
It does feel like they've got the momentum, doesn't it?
But it felt like that in 2020, though, or 2021, wherever it was.
Oh, with Italy, when Italy spoiled the party.
When they're in the Euros, yeah. So football doesn't work like that sometimes. You've got to take your chances. You've got to take the bull by the horns and win this game. And there's enough players on that team, match winners, that can do that for England. So it's down to them. They've got it in their hands. They've got to perform and take the chances. It's all down to them because individually they are better. It's just, are they better as a team?
It's a fair point, mate. I think that this might actually finally be England's time to win a tournament, and I'm going to have to turn my phone off for a while because it will be incessant. But if they win it, mate, you live in England, don't you, as well?
No, I've just been sending all to my mates. Vamos, Spanish, everyone. So, yeah, I'm going to get either way. So, it's all good fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It should be a good game. Is there a third and fourth playoff in the Euros? I don't think there is.
No,
is it?
No.
It's only in the World Cup.
Yeah,
it's a pointless game anyway, isn't it? Third and fourth playoff.
It's like playing in the Olympics for the third and fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you get a bronze medal,
yeah,
doesn't matter. Play it gold, not.
Yeah, no one really cares though. They won that gold medal.
I would be surprised to know who watches the third and fourth game in the World Cup. I don't think I've ever watched one. Who's asked about third and fourth, really?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Here's one then for you, because obviously we're Welsh, and when Wales got to the semi-finals of the Euros, lost to Portugal. If there had been a third and fourth playoff, and Wales would have been in it, would you have then watched it?
Yeah.
So there we go.
Well, you've asked if you're directly involved. If you're not, then
yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like if you're just watching as a football fan, like who's watching that third and fourth playoff?
You're not going to be giving it full. It's not going to be It's going to be a friendly game, but it's a pre-season game.
Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
like that pre-season feel.
Right, and rightly so. You've got a season coming up. You just at the end of the summer, knackered. What do I get out of this here?
But do you think, right? Because from memory, I don't remember. Like most teams play their strongest team in the third and fourth playoff. If you're a squad player,
name me one team that have come third in the World Cup.
No, I couldn't tell you one, mate. Literally couldn't tell you one.
Yeah. Ask anyone who's watching. Anyone watching. Name me the last three. And don't fucking Google it. Name me three teams that the teams have come third in the World Cup in the last.
Or even just who finished third in the last World Cup.
I'm just naming even the game.
Do you know though, right? Wouldn't you be annoyed if you were a squad player who's been away from their family for like 3 months or whatever, however long it is, and then your manager, you're playing in this pointless third and fourth playoff, which no one really cares about, and then he plays the strongest 11, doesn't give all the squad players a game, stuff like that. Surely that's got to be
the manager's a dick, then, isn't he? The manager's a dick.
Yeah. Because there's no need for that, is there? Like,
the manager's
really?
A dick. Yeah. Yeah.
See if anyone, someone's just Croatia. Reece says they beat Morocco. He's full of knowledge, Reece says, right? Yes.
Fucking almanac.
Right, we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do
one. Name one.
We're gonna have to do a score, mate, for England, Spain. Yeah, because we're both going for England. I'm gonna go with 2-1 England.
3-1. England.
I might have to change to Spain, you know. No, I do think England are going to win, and I think that's what it comes like. We're doing a prediction. So, in case you didn't see yesterday, I was delighted and very happy to announce that Ace Podcast Nation is presenting an evening with FAW Chief Executive Noel Mooney and the new Wales manager Craig Bellamy on the 26th of July in Splott Cons. £10 for tickets. What I can tell you is that there is single figures left, if that. I haven't spoken to Jordan for an hour or so they might be gone. But they have gone exceptionally quick in the first few hours. If you'd like to come down, contact the email address that's in the description, or which is going across the screen now, and get your tickets as quick as you can. It's going to be a phenomenal night, intimate. Going to talk about grassroots football, and of course, we'll be talking to the new Welsh manager, Mr. Craig Bellamy, and what his plans are for the side, among other things. It's going to be a belter, mate. You coming down?
Possibly. So we have to work. I'll be finished.
End of July, yeah. So
yeah.
End of July, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's come around quick. It's going to be a real special night. I'm very excited by it. Been really excited by the response, and also want to take a moment to say nice one and thank you to everybody who sent me a message, not asking for tickets, but just basically saying, well done, congratulations, whatever, that type of stuff. I really appreciate that. And that came from not just my friends and stuff, people I know, but that also came from some strangers as well. I appreciate that massively. Worked very hard to get that opportunity, and don't plan on wasting it. It's going to be a great night. It's been a pleasure, Rhodri, as always, mate. We'll be back next week to celebrate the Spanish victory.
Vamos!
I think it's still on. Oh, it's gone. Still on.